folks. And see, there are fundamental principles within network marketing in order for you to have your success. Here are the three things that we do. We prospect, we present, and then we duplicate that. It's all about prospecting, presentation, and duplication. You say, what is prospecting? Prospecting is finding people to talk to. And somewhere between prospecting and presentation is an art that you learn called contacting and inviting. What is contacting and inviting? That means talking to the people that you find. You see, prospecting is when you find people to talk to. Contacting and inviting is when you talk to the people that you actually find so that you can guide them to a presentation, and then of course you can duplicate that throughout your business and have massive success. Make sense? All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what's the main objective for contacting and inviting. Is to set an appointment. What are we setting an appointment to do? We're setting an appointment to get our prospect to get on a simple call or brief overview. We're also making the dials to get some of our people to watch a video. How many guys actually make dials and send people to watch a video? Absolutely. That means you're doing it the right way, folks, but sometimes it's not necessarily what you do, it's how you do it. We actually contact and invite. We pick up our phone, we make the dials and set up one-on-one appointments. We pick up our phones to set up travel parties. We call them home meetings. And of course, we set appointments to invite people out to our business opportunity overviews as well, okay? And so I'm going through these slides because I'm about to give you some of the rules to the game. And then I'm going to give you some of the guidelines that you need to follow in order to be very effective with contacting and inviting. You say, what are the rules to the game? Number one, you need to get this. People will not buy from you unless they know you, they trust you, or they like you. Yeah. They need to know you, trust you, or like you, and you can actually book an appointment. You say, well, I don't like people. Well, you're going to have a problem. You say, people don't like me? Well, that's going to be even a bigger problem. There's a book out there called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Give it a shot, guys. Focus on becoming better, okay? Number two, the rules to the game. Your goal is to set the appointment. That means get the prospect to take a look. Number three, you never share anything until you can share everything. You never share anything until you can share everything. Man, I've seen it before, you know, working with new business distributors and seeing these business distributors get on the phone with their prospects. And they say, hey, Mike, this is Jonathan, how you doing? Hey, listen, man, I got this business called Vacation, and we're actually selling travel, and so forth. I was just wondering if you don't mind taking a look at it because you can make $1 million. You gave Mike just enough information for him to say no, but not enough information for him to say yes. Never share anything until you share everything. You see, guys, I love the rules of the game. You know, I'm one of those Monopoly players. How many of you guys like Monopoly? Woo! Okay, see, sometimes people jump and play Monopoly and they don't have their strategy together. If you play with me, chances are you're gonna lose. If I ask you what's your strategy, if you don't have a strategy, you're gonna lose. If you play with my siblings, chances are you're gonna lose. Why? Because we play by the same strategy. Sometimes people simply say, well, you know what, man, I love Monopoly. I'll play Monopoly, and here's the first question I ask. How long does your Monopoly game usually go? They say about 2 hours, 3 hours. Well, our Monopoly game goes about 45 minutes. Oh, it's like a stock market when we're playing Monopoly. How many guys would like to know my 3-step strategy when it comes to Monopoly? Quite simple. I buy, I negotiate, and I attack. That means I'm willing to buy everything I land on. I'm willing to negotiate anything that I have as long as a good deal goes both ways. And then, of course, I will mortgage all of my properties just to get you out on the next run. I will purchase hotel rooms. Sometimes people play it safe. You know, in Monopoly, you know how a person has a set and they say, well, I'll put one house right here, one house right there, and one, that's what they do, right? I'm like, no, mortgage all these properties because they can't bring me any money. I can worry about them later. I want hotels right here. Sometimes people say, well, you know what? Well, give me one house just in case I land on his hotel. I'm not worried about your hotel. I'll just lose. I'll take the L. I'll lose. I'm playing to win. That's the way you have to be in this business, guys. You have to be willing to play to win. It's called execution over excuses. Woo. Let's talk about some of these guidelines of contacting and inviting. Number one, the first guideline is you must have something to say. You must have something to say. You know, you're going through this learned knowledge, and now when it comes to activity knowledge, you're making the dials, and you say, man, well, you know, you never pick up the phone because you don't know what to say. You must have something to say. You think about your favorite movie that you watch. You think about your favorite actors and actresses. Did you know that all of them operate with a script? But here in network marketing, we have the audacity to try to freestyle and mess it up. Operate with the script. Every great movie started with the script. Now, not only must you have something to say, you must say it well. See, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You see, you can be a brand new distributor, and because your posture is so strong, people will think you're a seasoned distributor. You know, when I launched my business, I didn't talk about the things that I didn't know about. I only focused on the things that I knew about. I talked to them about the vision that we were going to cast. I talked to them about the Project 5000 that we were going to launch. I talked to them about the position of equity that I had available. People asked about travel. I didn't know how to use the booking engine. I said, well, listen, we're not going to talk about travel till the next 45 days. You talk about the things that you know about, therefore you'll always have a strong posture. The next principle is you set the appointment. Set the appointment. Ask for the business. The fourth principle is you get off the phone. Yeah. You know, after you get the appointment set, don't try to catch up for the next 30 minutes. You make the next dial, guys, which is the fifth principle, okay? This is execution over excuses. So let me share with you when I launched my business in network marketing 14 years ago. 14 years ago, I got started in this industry, and I recall, as I mentioned, my first year of network marketing, I never had any significant success within my first year and a half. And I had the chance to sit down with a gentleman who earned 7 figures within his first 3 years in network marketing. I bought him lunch, and I went to him and I said, man, you know, I mean, what is it that you're doing to have this type of success? And he said, well, Jonathan, he said, you've been in this industry for a year and a half. How many people have you talked to? I said, well, I've talked to at least 200 people. He said, well, it took you a year and a half to talk to 200 people. I talked to 200 people my first 2 days. He taught me about collapsing time frames, guys. Collapsing time frames. So 20 months ago, when I launched my vacation business, I'd already created a contact list of over 400 names. My first week, I went through 400 dials, 370 people said no, 30 people said yes, and in 19 days, we were diamond consultants here with vacation. You know, some of you guys got to be willing to get out of your own way. Some of you guys are afraid of success. If you want excuses, I can give you excuses. People come to me on a day-to-day basis talking about why they can't obtain success. The pain of sacrifice is a lot easier than the pain of regret. You can make excuses. I'll give you excuses. You see, in the last 7 months, I buried my dad, I buried my aunt, and 30 days ago, I buried one of my siblings. If you want excuses, those can work for you, but it wasn't good enough for me. I still went to the weekly presentation. I still went to the training. It didn't matter, guys. Still came to the convention. Still did what was necessary in order to obtain success. Any excuse will work if you allow it to work. It just wasn't good enough for me. You know, in closing, you know, if you've ever taken the opportunity to read the book, Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. You probably came across this story of this great warrior. This great warrior, he faced a situation. And of course, he was challenged because he had to make a decision in order to ensure his success on the battlefield. Here he was putting his army up against this powerful foe. So this powerful foe outnumbered his men greatly, but he was willing to take this chance. So what he did was he got his army together. He loaded them up on the boat. They sailed to the enemy's territory, out to the enemy's country, and afterwards he gave an order, burn the ships. He said, burn the ships that brought us over here. And then, of course, he started addressing his men. He pointed and he said, you see those boats going up in smoke? That just simply means that at this point, either we're going to win or we're going to die. He basically told him, he said, look, we no longer have a choice. We're ridding ourselves of any other options. So at this point, if you want to leave these shores and go home alive, you need to win, and they won. They won. They didn't make excuses. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to commit to getting it done. That means diamond or nothing else. If you're serious about getting in this circle, it's diamond or nothing else. Once we leave this convention, you have to be willing to pick up your phone. You're going to have to be willing to make the dial. You're going to have to be willing to not allow your fear to put your faith in a wheelchair. You're going to have to be willing to simply say, it's already done, and of course, I've taken control of my life. God bless you all. Welcome to the future, millionaires.